Most trading.
A very good evening to everybody. Good evening, and was our day and our service today. And I just hope everybody is fine. And I want to believe that everything was good. And so we're just getting started straight away. And welcome both. And quite a lot of things we might discuss tonight. And well, it's still more or less of discussing the basis of our business and psychology of everything, and testing the strategy to hold on to your in your business and moving forward in this crypto space. Of course, there is nothing we can do without a good level of discipline as much as possible. And if you don't discipline yourself, I can bet with you, you might not really have a fascinating experience in crypto. And so somebody's raising hand and what's it? Please, I just hope everybody is connected and we are able to have our mic connected. Your mic is connected. You are or you're online. Yeah, somebody Ogunaja. Yes, what can I do for you? What's the problem? Speak on. Yeah, Ogunaja, you want to say something?
Hello, boss. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay. Yeah, so somebody raise up and somebody Ogunaja.
The volume is poor. I don't know why.
Pardon?
I hardly hear you.
Okay. Well, somebody was putting hands up and something, and so that's yeah. Ogulaja, what do you have to say? So putting hands up. Maybe something is wrong. Maybe his network is not connected there. Ogulaja, please, can we hear you? What's the problem? Okay, if you don't have anything, okay, no problem. So we're getting started straight away, and but I just need to give us fundamental. Please let everybody mute themselves, and so that we go ahead in this interaction. So, of course, many of us will agree with me. I think last week or last 2 weeks, yeah, throughout since the month of since the month of June, we had the last all-time high of Bitcoin. The last June 26, 24 to 26 of June was the last time we have all-time high of Bitcoin and related top cryptos like Litecoin, Ethereum, Monero, and all the top cryptos, top 40 cryptos or top 100 cryptos. We have the last upward trend of this market that time. And but practically now we are looking at, of course, we have a goal, a target in our front. Sometimes it looks like funny and it sounds impossible. It looks like we're just having a child's play because nobody is going to beat anybody not meeting up with target. Nobody is going to check, your to mark you good. This is your own personal curriculum to meet up with. But of course, we will be happy if everyone is able to stand on their feet and take advantage of the opportunity in this space. I remember when we started some raise early this year, talking about crypto generally. We talked about the level of activities that will be happening in the crypto space going forward. Maybe I need to, because I know some of us are very new today, and we have some persons who probably we've not interacted together. The class, our usual class today, is actually meant for uh, a group of traders who, well, I just felt we might not really have that time to interact with people more going forward. And I've been saying this time with that number. I wouldn't know why it's coming, often and often. That I told everybody in the office in Port Harcourt and even our forum that I just hope everyone is learning and let everyone learn very well. Because if we refuse to learn, I'm just seeing something coming very big, that is going to cause two things. Number one, the people or platform or places where we probably ought to get the right information, they might be holding information. Not necessarily holding information, they might not be accessible, as it were, and because of one issue or the other, maybe security or one thing or the other may make it, to be seemingly difficult to access certain source of information going forward. Then others you are going to have on the street everywhere are going to be funny informations from fake people, like what we're having in forex trading now. Most people we have that are talking about forex everywhere, on the radio and everywhere. You discover that this is like what the scriptures say, the end time fake prophet. So we have a lot of fake prophets in forex trading right now that will make a whole lot of noise and all of that, about how much money you can make. Not that you cannot make big money in forex, but we tell people, fine, if you want to get started as a newbie, or you want to help yourself to develop your financial capacity, and to start the financial market trading, practically, well, you can be carried away by the excitement. Maybe after you have loaded in your money to your broker, connect your MT4, MT5, and then from the start, the forest environment will be tossing you around. You'll be happy that, man, I have about 550, 500, or 150 or 100 beep. Wow, that makes insane money. Oh, if I had had much money, I would have been able to do well. So how is it that these people are burning the account? I can't seem to understand why people still burn people's account with all this. Yes, we said number one thing is that there is no more difference between forex and crypto. The only thing is that one is easy to manage than other, but one, of course, is slower. One is slower in terms of returns within a time frame than the other. But I'm going to explain something to us. Why do I much, put my attention to crypto? Very, very important. And now we've looked at, we said we want to have a target. Because I've just discovered, I've met a lot of friends and people who are in the crypto space. I discovered that many of them do not really have a set goal or target, as to what they want to get, or how long do they want to, get that thing they want to get, or what is actually their mission. I discovered some people just come into crypto space by virtue of just like they come in, they heard about cryptocurrency, they attended a seminar, they get carried away by the excitement of, they met some guys there who had made some good money, by chance of whatever, but unfortunately, they get involved by that excitement, and the storm comes. They are unable to cope with the situation, and just like what somebody was saying, I think yesterday, talking about, we said you can't put earn before learn. That you have to put the L before the E. Yeah, alphabetically, E come before L. But when it has to do with the procedure or process of getting something done, you can't rule out L first before N. Maybe I have to take my time to explain something to us about myself personally. My view in cryptocurrency right from day one had been, wow, what an abnormal cough. Then what should I do? There's always an opportunity to take in every boom of, innovations or, economy and all of that. Like we read through a man who was mentioning of how he had always been taking advantage of the abnormal trend from the oil to the tech, and then move much money from oil to tech, from tech again to the .com, and the abnormal boom of the .com. Then it moves again to I think about 5 channels all through, and before the millennium, moving in, before the millennium, moving into gold, and then the millennium moving into real estate. Well, I found out something, lately, that most time when we, are scared to take a leap is the exact time that we ought to take a leap. Exact time that we're afraid, we're not too certain of the whole situation is the best time to take a leap. But fortunately, because we do not really have a lofty vision or a kind of medium or long-term perspective of the whole thing. So we're just like by chance, like what I heard today, that there is nothing good that happened by, just suddenly. That the only thing that happens suddenly is accident. And suddenly, when accident happen, of course, it doesn't occur for a good thing. Yeah, fine. Sometimes some people will say, yeah, I just met a guy, he just blew within his, he suddenly blew. No, the guy had been trending in this space. Let me use example of myself. I've been in the space of online, rev share, network marketing, before I even come into pro network marketing online. I've been doing that, for the past 16, 17 years, for instance. 16, 17 years, before like going more on and on, to the space of even before talking of cryptocurrency coming and all of that. So if that is the case, when cryptocurrency come, it was just like, oh God, thank you. This is the type of thing. In fact, this is the best type of thing I've been looking for. Why? Because of the decentralization and being able to sit down independently, do what I want to do. So I'm just giving us this. These are part of the psychology. And when I go through more, I learned and I discover that to succeed in the crypto space, yeah, practically, it's not by the hard work per se. It by number one, the community you belongs to, all right? Number two, the type of information you access, which still, again, not only your community, the personal development that you should be able to put in, effort in looking for the right informations independently. Because in the process of going through those things, the business of, network marketing, online investment platforms, network marketings in the rev shares, affiliate marketing, and then come to the space of crypto. I discovered that we have some of us that were opportune or privileged to be in the space, maybe by chance being ahead of some persons, not by election. I discovered that we have more people who lies to people just to, because especially when it has to do come to network marketing. And lately, I was telling somebody that, but definitely that it is not compulsory for anybody to build a network marketing before making so much money in crypto. Because I built a network, fantastic. Um, and it looks like a magic to some persons that how do you build your network? And I'm this slow type that I'm not too good in marketing in terms of like persuasion. And so I'm this type, I love business that I will build and at my pace. I do not need to disturb people or hitting people by all means. Hey, you have to join, you have to start, you have to let us do that. I don't like it. And even though we're building a network, but it has always been occurring to me, hey, I just need type of thing that I invest, I make some money, and then now I had a kind of now the psychology of the whole thing is this: why building a network, why investing into some crypto in terms of platform that will say invest, we give you this percentage, we invest, we get the percentage over time, the company having problem and all of that. And so it was fine, but at the point get disappointed because maybe having a downtrend or possibly, in fact, primarily might not even be that they have the genuine heart of doing anything good. That was, so I discovered that because me, I was not limited by, this is my philosophy and personal philosophy. And whoever love it can borrow the philosophy. The philosophy is this: I don't depend on things, rather I make use of things. And depending on things, that's what I talked about. I don't adopt dependent theory, rather I adopt used theory. I'm not talking about use and dump, like somebody who's like an opportunist or like behaving like a misstitutes who just want to use people's heads, and then always just using style to just collect from people and then just like a parasite. I'm not talking about that. But every opportunity that presents itself to me, I pick it, I use it, and I look at my benefit and I move on. Now, this one psychology that you must develop, especially in the crypto space, because when you start trading, personal trading was one of the first major things we have always been emphasizing on how people should develop that skills of doing their personal trading as much as possible. But this is one of the issues. If you don't understand or embrace, the youth theory, of course, I can bet with you, you're going to be frustrated. You get tired. You get bored about the whole thing on personal trading. And you, sometimes, even when the market is not fine, you get carried away by the excitement over, wow, this is what's happening. Wow, this is good. This is crazy. I'm going to make this money. And that's all about that. So now, going forward, I discovered why building a network, why investing in some platform, and I saw that in cryptocurrency is actually a vehicle. Now, as a vehicle, some tokens or some coins that I would just see as a project, and I invest in them. And investing in them because of the mindset I have, the mentality I developed, that I use things rather than depending on them. Now, not one, not two, not three, not four. In the process of just doing my business, for instance, many of you know that I built so many network marketing in the space of cryptocurrency, for instance. But in building those network marketing, my style is not always coercing people to join. But I have one major problem. One of the major problems I have in my network marketing is when I build this network and people have not been able to earn, as expected. There's always expectations that promoters like we give to you guys when you want to come into business. And when you come into the business, unfortunately, those expectations, maybe 50% not met. Maybe some early bird got up to 80%. Maybe many people again get disappointed of like, I couldn't meet up, and get disappointed. So when I'm doing other things, I find it difficult to come and say, hey guys, let's do this. Because this is the number one thing I look at. How many people have gotten enough, benefit to, the money they've invested, the energy, the everything. And so I get weakened. Now, I've always been looking for things that, okay, even in the space of crypto, everyone can independently do things, decide by themselves, take their profit, and go off the market or still stay in the market, still maneuver the market again. And if it's $50, somebody had invested and follow the trend and able to make up to $70, and he go off the market. And unfortunately for him, when he thought the market was going to return down, it never returned. And he couldn't make any money. He's going to be paying anyway that he's unable to follow the trend as usual. But the point is that when he come back thereafter, unless an ungrateful person, he's going to tell himself, after all, I invested $50 and I've made $70. So that means I have $20 profit, and then some other person who invested $50 because of their level of understanding and patience, and okay, we can call it luck. And going forward from $50, they were able to make up to $1,000. Yeah, I've done something like that. That within 10 months, I put in $50. But not just in third-party investment like coin project stuff like. And I put in $50, and in less than 10 months, that $50 had given me about $1,700. And it's unbelievable. But will I go about telling people, hey, I invested in this coin, it gave me this, so invest on that coin again? Probably now, maybe the coin is not even in the market any longer. All right, so why am I bringing all these? These are part of the psychology. Now that I need everyone to learn and understand and adopt and say, oh, this is what I need to do. But I'm going to give us some parameters that you have to independently develop by yourself. Everybody is right to say anything, but you are most right to use what you love to use in whatever anybody says. And so in going forward, I now look in the cryptocurrency space. Let's say some people will see me when I'm talking that it's not compulsory for anybody to be involved in network marketing before he can make insane money in crypto. And some will say, but you're a network marketer. I say, yeah, absolutely. I know why many of us don't like network marketing. It's not because it's tedious, because we lack understanding about it. Secondly, people have destroyed, the integrity behind network marketing. Like, especially, let me use a case study of Nigeria. If you talk about network marketing in Nigeria, an average person would think of supplement product sales, like Forever Living product, Lorna, to GNLD, all of those things. So when you talk about network marketing, those were the things they know. They don't know that it's actually a concept and a model, all right? And lately, when what's even now worsen, but I would say both good and the bad side happens, when the MMM came and talk about anything network marketing to anybody now, what he will tell you is, oh, I know about network. The network I did some years back was this MMM. Now, trying to tell this person that MMM is not a network marketing or just a money game, he doesn't know. Then when you worsen the whole situation and tell the person that this is called, do you know about Bitcoin? Say, it has crashed. Bitcoin was MMM, so MMM crashed and all the Bitcoin disappeared. So Bitcoin has crashed. Now, you have to sit down and now imagine, where am I going to start with this person? And so if you are going to solely depend on network marketing platform in an environment that it has been destroyed by lies and destroyed by so many Ponzi schemes and gimmicks, then it's going to be trouble. Now, going forward in this space, somebody have asked me, what do I intend to achieve, getting 10 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin in 12 months? And how do I think I'm going to bank on that? How am I going to achieve it? And remember, most time I'll always tell us, some of us who have been in the platform or been with me, and I'll only tell us something. When you are trading crypto, you don't look at the dollars. I'm sure many of us might have little regret in our heart right now. What is the regret? The regret is that few months back, Bitcoin was down very seriously. And I told everybody, buy every dip, that this is the best time to farm. The best time of farming is when the Bitcoin is deep. And what do I do by farming? I take my Bitcoin, I take to other coins that will be shining at that time when Bitcoin is dull. And but consciously, I'm making the profit, returning it back to Bitcoin. Now, I might not make much money in dollars because the dollars come by default. As long as Bitcoin starts spiking, all the dollars you were targeting to make will just come and fall into pleasant places. But what is more tedious is on how to increase the volume of Satoshi. And that was, part of the things I was emphasizing to somebody now and then. But because the dollar was like, are you sure the Bitcoin? In fact, we were surprised because of the kind of rebounds that happened last week, or this week rather. Why? Because we're still expecting a down to $6,000 in Bitcoin, or worst case scenario, $6,500. But we have a lot of, breakdown, $7,500, $7,000, $6,500, and $6,000 exactly as the bottom. And all the predictions were coming to have a double bottom of Bitcoin going below, $3,000. Remember, I think it was in the month of July or something that we said, as Bitcoin was going, if you break down below a particular support level, were to see Bitcoin as low as, part of the activities on the algorithm on Python, Signal, and some other, personal algorithm we're using, that we should see Bitcoin as low as $1,800. Now, this is the point. Many people, most of us pretend to be like, wow, I love this coin, let it come down the more. Some don't have the energy to withstand it when it comes down, because when it comes down, it's okay, look for any money anywhere. sell anything you can sell and buy that. Say, but I bought Bitcoin when it was $12,000. Now it's at $7,500. If I buy more, is it not trouble I'm calling for myself? But it takes a man who understands what he's looking for to, buy everything. Let me use another example. This I'm just giving us scenario to understand where we talk about the psychology of trading. Now, in the month of June, that was the last time I sold every of my coin in a trade at $13,500. Now, we're expecting Bitcoin in the month of July, August to break up to as high as $16,000, $17,000. And many of us were buying, now reducing our exposure to Bitcoin while increasing our exposure to Litecoin, Ethereum, DGB, and some other related coins, right? And fortunately, if I tell you guys now that I'm Felix talking to you guys now, I bought some Litecoin at as high as $135. I bought some BNB as high as $30, $35 as the case may be. Remember that BNB got up as high at $39 or thereabout. So you can just imagine some BNB I bought at $30 and all of that. Then there was some NEO that I bought as high as $16, $18. Even though I mixed some sales, when it got to $22, and then when it was, so I continued scaffing. But I got a strategy against that, however. But to tell you, I have some coins that I bought at Litecoin, BNB. Now, remember, this guy, Bitcoin Cash, the last I sold in that June 26th was at $500. Just imagine that. And Ethereum, I sold at $350 or thereabout. And there you are. Bitcoin Cash, $500. And there you are. Bitcoin Cash got back to as low as $200 or thereabout. And Ethereum, as high as $350 sold. And there were people who bought at $300. There were people who bought at $320. But at that time, they were expecting Ethereum to go to about $690 or thereabout. But there was a manipulation in the market. And as the manipulation happened, the market was dropping. So virtually, some of us that bought some coins in the month of June, July, were having about 35, 40, 50%, backward of our money. The point is this: the assets we bought remain constant, but the money we spend in buying them has dropped drastically. Then what is the psychology? And that's why I tell every beginner, if you want to come into the space of the markets, the forex, the crypto, start with crypto. So 135, what is the psychology? I have the awareness, all things being equal, which everything will never be equal in life. Okay? But let what will happen. With understanding that Litecoin that I have bought at $135, now that it dropped and dropped and dropped, I didn't sell. Rather, every drop I buy. I remember when Litecoin was still at about $77, $79, and I was telling somebody, I think I told one woman, I told her, don't buy Litecoin yet, even though I have bought at $135. Don't buy Litecoin yet. Say, why? I say, because we're still expecting Litecoin to dip, maybe to $49, $50. And it did happen. And now, fortunately, when it was $65, when I told the fellow not to buy, and it got to $77, what do you think he would say? Yeah, this guy is wicked. He will have allowed me to buy that. I would have made much money. Why are we telling all these stories? To build your psychology, to build your understanding. And so when you're able to develop that psychology, then you'll be in control of the activities. There are two parts in crypto that many up to today have not really understood. Two parts of crypto, many have not understood. And the earlier you understand, the better. Now, crypto, you have the crypto, which is the digital asset that cannot change. Then you have the currency aspect that fluctuates ups and down. And so if I have bought any coin, it's going to remain constant. If I lose a value of it in dollar, then what do? That is where the first cost of purchase comes to play. What is that first cost of purchase? Patience. Then you got to be patient. But what will build your strength in patience? So just like Paul, just like Abraham. Abraham had patience and he staggered not at the promises of God because he had patience. What built his patience is his understanding in God. So his faith was not just alive for nothing. If he were just like a person that is being spoon-fed by the world, he wouldn't. He would have been saying, "You sure? This God where you did talk said me not understand." Now, but this is the point. Because he had the understanding. And he never just sat there, he was still pushing, adding more, and he won't consider anything. But his body is significant, the white body is significant. I'm giving us all this to understand this, that the psychology in this business is very, very important. It's what take you ahead of everybody. So now I never bothered. I kept it there. Now look at my understanding. If I bought one Litecoin at $135 and Litecoin dropped to $50, all right, and now $50, 135. Mathematically, how much have I lost in dollars? About $85, guys. But have I lost one Litecoin? Absolutely no. Then let me sell and rebuy. I may want to buy and resell and buy and resell. I will keep on losing the asset. So it is better if I have lost drastically in the dollar, it's better I hold without selling it so that I wouldn't lose in two ways. If I lose in two ways, very bad. Now, you have lost the Litecoin I bought at $135. Maybe I tried to sell it at $100 to buy back. After selling at $100, when it dropped to like $75 or $60, I buy. And it now took off from that $100. Immediately, the market took off from that $100 and it's getting to 120, 125. I will be agitating. I may be forced to buy it because I will say it's like this guy is going up. And in buying it at $125, you get a 127, I'll be excited. You get a 130, I'll be excited because I know that, maybe when it just get up. Fortunately for me, and Litecoin hit 129 and take back again. I bought at, let's say at that time now you bought at 125 and then it come down to 115. You say, what have I done? And then the market dropped back to 100. Hey, and then the next go down, 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 down till where it is today. Now, practically, you have lost the dollar value and some fraction of the asset. If care is not taken, you may even sell off. Say, it's like this market is finished for me. These are the frustration a lot of people are encountering in the market. And because you have not really designed a pattern for yourself. So that's aside. Now, going forward, I need to sit down to arrange myself. And we have looked at it that projects, there are a lot of projects that are happening in the crypto space. Much people who are making crazy money, like I said, it's not through network marketing in crypto. Those people are making money through the network market. Yeah, I make money through the network marketing in crypto. 99% of people make money in crypto through network marketing. We are liars. That's the truth. They lie, they have to hype that project to you. Every project that network marketers is building in crypto, they will lie about it. That's just the truth. They hype it. They give you promises. You know that. They sell the future to you. And anything you are buying to the future of any project, you should be in charge, not a third-party system per se. I will explain to you guys. I'm from that place. I have seen the good, the bad, the ugly. And so I can categorically say it's not reading it from book. That I've met a lot of my friends and leaders that we fought seriously because of when I tell people, I said, I discovered that many of us will lie about crypto. Maybe as you use example, many of you in this room, many of you involved through me in what? In OneCoin. Have you gotten anything out of OneCoin up to today? Now, many of you involved with me, even early, I think Victor invested so much money. Now, I just look. The young man that time was with agility, strength. He was looking at his financial freedom in his front, face to face, involving in OneCoin, in Swisscoin, in YoCoin, in Now this EDC coin that time was Edina coin. So as we just something swap, we missed that. We didn't know that even when they now swap to the market, EDC one went to as high as $944 or thereabout. But we'll never put our minds on it again. And so we discovered that most of those projects give side by side that align more on the networking aspect. They dealt with us seriously, at the end of the day. OneCoin since 2014, 2015, 16, 17, this is 2019. We've not seen sorry, if you're angry with me, just be angry, but I need to let you know I'm one of the strong leaders in OneCoin Nigeria. In fact, one of the major trainers in Nigeria. You can just imagine how many lives I have slaughtered, because of network marketing. That's the truth. How did I slaughter their life? Not that I used knife, not that I forced them to bring their money. But one thing in life is that people don't join business. People join people. And some don't even understand the business. They say, no, if Felix is there. I think the worst that happened, though, which, thank God, I was not really promoting it. I didn't even mention it. TBC, for instance. Many with excitement, they was, we're going to make money. We're going to be a billionaire in Euro and all of that. And they bought it with that excitement that they are going to their financial freedom. Now, why do I say, like someone like me and some of my group, we slaughter a lot of life through OneCoin? Let me tell you why. And it's happening, if you are really a true leader, this thing I'm saying, you will have a reflection. I went to one of my group on OneCoin, I was apologizing to them, and somebody had to call me that, Master, why will you have to do this? Because we are working so many things on the OneCoin. I say, well, for me, it looks like a scam already, because if all the promises we have given to people and then you are coming back to speak another thing, to me, that is a scam, And after the whole thing, why do I say we slaughter them? I look at the way I slaughter myself. Let me use an example. In 2013 or in 2014, I was doing some projects, just because I was out building the OneCoin. I was to pay a particular thing worth of $3,700. And I think that time, one Bitcoin was $170. Okay, yeah, something like that. So $3,500 divided by $170. Guys, can you see something? Nobody should shout. Please don't shout. So $3,500 divided by 170, that's about 20.588 Bitcoin. Now, I was doing many of the type of those transactions that time, and I was not using Bitcoin as asset. I was spending Bitcoin as liquid, as normal, just like, because what we're more even respecting more. In fact, I was converting my Bitcoin back to Perfect Money. Yeah, we're using Perfect Money, Payza, Solid Trust, Pay, is this stuff that's on? Something like it. Others, e-payment system. So we're using those e-wallet system to pay. So I was converting it through Changer. I was converting my Bitcoin to Perfect Money. So Perfect Money was more valuable. And why? Because of the orientation. So, and many people, of course, monkey see, monkey do. So many people were following our, authority. And that's why, please, I want to charge everybody, and I beg you guys, even up to this moment, even if Felix say anything, or whoever said anything in the crypto space, and that more is why I want you to develop your own strategy and develop your own pattern. Don't say because Felix have said it's going to be that way. Please follow your mind, follow your spirit. Yeah, I'm not saying you should not, pick information from people. I've said this thing, somebody was trying to fight me. I say, sorry, even in the church, forgive me. There are things that, sorry, I don't buy mediocrity. I hate it in my life. I say, even in the church, there are prayers. So maybe somebody pray. It doesn't align with me. And amen is that, yes, so shall it be. Amoeba Nikuri. So I say, I decide to not say amen to it. So there's no fight. for that. So because it's my personal opinion, it's my life to live. And so we should not allow someone's philosophy or opinion or ideology become our own lively, stuff where you become a slave to someone's, perspective. That can be very destructive. So you don't need to be a slave to someone's ideology. Just imagine, that. So 20 point, how many Bitcoin? That was insane, man. And I was doing of its kind. I was doing of its kind severally, So I wasted a lot of Bitcoin. Can I tell you the simple fact about that? The simple fact was that many of those trainers were telling people that Bitcoin is not the best, rather one coin worse. And those other new coins that were being created were the best, that Bitcoin had been used by fraudsters, so criminals use it pushing cocaine and all of that. So government is never going to allow, Bitcoin. So these other coins are the one that will be accepted. And that was the same gospel we're preaching to people. And so when I look at the Bitcoin I wasted from 2013, 2014, 2015, 16, before I begin to let me preserve some Bitcoin, that was painful, I've subscribed for things of $100 and one Bitcoin, $100. So that means I spend one Bitcoin. Just like now, many people, when you send Bitcoin to them, they don't know the importance. They convert the Bitcoin to dollars and use the dollars. So they don't know that they haven't destroyed anything. Okay? So now I'm giving us these because it's going to form a very strong psychology for us. Okay? Now, with that, you're able to settle down and develop yourself practically. Please, crypto space is not for lazy people. Now, when we say lazy people, it's more like physical energy now. It's a mental energy. You have to develop your mental faculty. So it's not for lazy people or people who just want to hey, how much are they doing? Are they going to pay me this money? No, it's not for them. It's for people who are really interested in building real wealth. That's the truth. I have met a lot of people, advanced people, retired people, strong people who have a lot of money, and they're busy using Bitcoin, cryptocurrency to expand their wealth. Can you imagine? So it's so amazing that, we're meeting a lot of people every day, in activities, that they are doing fantastically well. By wealth, they have enough, but they have more than what you think you have, But like some of us who have not started, and then the people are moving and seriously. So that's number one thing, as a thing to form a pattern in our brain, and we move. So just imagine now, let me show us something like in one transaction, let me show us something. In one transaction, excuse me. All right, so sorry, just a moment. Okay. Yeah, I hope I will see my screen. I hope everybody see my screen. Yeah, can we see my screen?
Yeah. Open them. See, just carry your bag.
Yeah, can you see my screen, sir? Hello,
yes.
Okay, can you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Good. Now, 20.588 Bitcoin that I wasted because of lack of understanding in 2014, $350,000, $3,500, and that was about 20.588 Bitcoin that I wasted in 2014. And on several occasions, several transactions like that, because of lack of understanding, right now that money will have been seated at $199,800. Now, let's just say because I lack the understanding, but if I have little understanding, I perhaps may not waste it. So this will form pattern for you that you need to do something, please, who is tampering with the screen, please, can you just hold your hand? And this is, okay, you can see the Bitcoin is actually still going up already. So this is $200,000, $200,300 is the same Bitcoin. If I have the understanding, I perhaps may not keep all the 20.5 Bitcoin, but I will have had the way of recycling, if I have the understanding. But this is another challenge. A lot of us today, we are doing this business because we just felt that this is the business I can do there. People are making money and that's why I'm doing it. Some of us don't know that I need to do it to build wealth. So I use it as a vehicle. And if I use it as a vehicle, I want to retire with it. I want to create financial freedom with it. How many years is it going to take me? Now, if it's going to take you 5 years, I bet with you it's not a long time. That's the truth. If people can be patient to serve government for how many years? 35 years. And yet they are not free financially. So of what the hell? A lot of people have served in their respective places. I'm not saying you should resign from where you're working, but this is the truth. There is no guarantee for their financial freedom after several years of working. Of course, we have seen a lot of retirees, but even their lifetime of when they are still even working is not okay. And then when you get retired, you are more expensive in your head-wise, and there's no much money that time. If your salary cannot take care of you when you are working full-time, is it your pension? And I like in my state, that's one of the fantastic states, that you can be dealt with by salary in Kogi State. So, so if you now happen to have a very funny people as your governors and all of that, of course, you'll be dealt with seriously. And so what advantage do we have? Now, there's something I was to put here, said, we have set a goal, 10 to 100 Bitcoin in 12 months. Don't run away. Don't think it's not achievable. It's very, very achievable. It all depends on what. And I say, please take your mind off the price of Bitcoin. Because a lot of people, when I was doing it, and then Bitcoin was coming down from 8,000 to 7,000 plus, and somebody say, oh my God, this thing is coming down. That's a good time. Continue farming with it. After all, you're not looking for the dollar. You're looking for the Bitcoin itself. So what then do you do? And as at the time Bitcoin was coming down seriously, other coins were spiking against Bitcoin. I remember when I said we should buy Link coin that time. And Link coin, in less than 1 month, from 13th of September to the 7th of October, Link did 142% against Bitcoin. Then I bought some, I just held it. I didn't even touch it. I didn't even touch the coin. I just bought some and I held it. Okay, good, fantastic. Some say he remembered. So I just kept it. I just kept the Bitcoin. And so normally I just kept the Link coin and then it was just going. So that means organically, if you have 1 Bitcoin into Link coin that time, and it did 142% in less than 1 month, of course, you've had 1.42 Bitcoin extra. I use another example, which I drew the thing, I drew the paper. I think I should just have the paper here. And some people did not understand when I was telling them. Somebody came to me, I think it was on my Facebook that time, okay? All right, I drew it, and when this coin, EDC coin, came down to as low as 24 Satoshi, and 1 Bitcoin will have bought you about 4,166.66 EDC coin. And when EDC was 94 Satoshi, it got to 109. That was not the issue. But when I now check the coin, 1 Bitcoin that gave that 1.166.666.666 EDC, approximately, to round it up, had given 4 Bitcoin. So when I converted it by 94 Satoshi, it was about 3.91 Bitcoin. Now, if you have this understanding, you won't be carried away by the dollar. Every avenue that can make you to increase your Satoshi should be what should be in your brain. But because the dollar come by, can you see what's happening? Guys, can you see there's a spike already happening. There we are, 199,000 of this 20 point something Bitcoin, 199,300. Need to see what's just happening in crypto, And so now, why am I telling us this? I put something here. I said taking profit and retaining asset for accumulation. So how do you do that? Now, I need to spell this thing out, which everyone we've had the understanding. We've been communicating it to us that our target is going to be achieved on 5 tools and on 4 ingredients. The 5 tools are: number 1, personal trading; the number 2, masternode, listing of coins; number 3, the staking of coins; number 4, MLM, that's building a network; number 5, mining project. Now, but priority is the personal trading, the leasing of masternode, then the staking. And of course, if you are involved in these 3, of course, the MLM will be by default, because there are tools we're making use of that is going to, make you to use the MLM. Now, you might not necessarily force yourself into the mining. No, you might not need to. You might not need to force yourself into the mining. Because why? We're looking at something that will make you to be in charge, in control. I hope somebody is watching what's happening in the market. I hope somebody is not shouting, man. So, okay, you can see what's happening, guys. This is terrible, right? Okay. So, now, this is the thing. Moving the market, moving the crypto, accumulating the asset should be the major important thing to you. Okay, Joshua from Tanzania. How are you? Is Tanzania today? All right. So this is the point I'm making. We have this 5 tool. We have the ingredient. The ingredients are: number 1, patience; number, dedication; number 3, patience, dedication, discipline. Please, can you mute yourself, everybody? Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself, please, everybody. Okay, please mute yourself, everybody. Please do mute yourself, everybody. Do mute yourself. Okay, so just like I was saying, and seriously speaking, these I have told you how many of us as network marketers have slaughtered life. Okay, we have slaughtered life because of selfishness and promoting things just to. Now, can I come into conclusion by saying this? I'm not saying all, but write this thing down and understand it right now, that 95 to 97% of MLM coin are scam. 94 to 97% of MLM coins are scam. Be careful. We have a lot of coins in the market that people, what is making the whales and activities noise about the coins are majorly not project per se, but the hypes of MLM. Especially those platforms that are selling packages. Will tell you, invest $2 million, invest $1,000, $10,000, and our coin is going to do this by so years and all of that. They are majorly scam. What you need to do is to, first of all, develop a strategy that you are in charge of reasonable volume of your digital asset by yourself, and then diversify into other platforms. Let me tell you why this masternode leasing and POS working more now. But so for some of us who are starters, who are still starting live in crypto, we've not really had much money. So you might not be able to, like I was talking to Joshua today about masternode. Masternode have been for some time, but still like for like big guys. One of the strongest masternode system was Dashcoin up to now. But if you want to evolve in masternode system of Dashcoin, if you hear money, you will turn and jump out, because you'll be hearing about several thousands of dollars. $100,000, $200,000, and all of that. Though another way of doing, they have another bake of validators that you go through and be able to take advantage of. Okay, take advantage of what's it called? Take advantage of the intermediary that are working as validators to the company, to the coins, to the marketplace, and all of that. So, but you still have like activities are happening now. The people who have enough money. Let me tell you, for example, if you have up to 1,000 Bitcoin now, you will be jealous about that Bitcoin. What will you do? Now, if you have a place that they are staking Bitcoin, you can take 200 out of that your 1,000 Bitcoin and stake it. Why will you stake it? They say they're going to pay you 10% of that Bitcoin. Why do you think on Binance, those lending and leasing that are happening on Binance, some they say 20% annual, not 20%, 10%, 6% annualized. What they mean is that they are going to be doing it in 14 days. Some they even have what's called flexible now. Flexible is that you can be coming in and coming out every 24 hours. That's a flexible, coming in and coming out. So we don't hold your money for long like that. But the percentage is not so big. But the point is that it's adding to your Satoshi. Now, if you tell somebody that come and invest, if you are too much carried away by fiat, you won't grow, because you'll be looking at, come and invest with us. We'll pay you 10% in a year. That is bullshit to you, man. So 10% of 200 Bitcoin is about how many Bitcoin? 20. Am I correct? 20 Bitcoin. Now, the percentage is not the challenge, but the challenge is that percentage of works. If they are going to pay me 20% or 30% of $200,000, or of what the volume of the dollar of Bitcoin, for instance, okay, $200,000. Okay, if they're going to pay me 20% or 40% of $200,000 in a year, and they are going to pay me 10% of Bitcoin in the Satoshi, not the dollar value, the Satoshi, 10% of 200 Bitcoin is going to be 20 Bitcoin. So somebody will keep it. Now you will say, but why do you keep your money there? They're going to pay you 10%. They will pay me 40%. Go to hell. That 40% they are paying you is not significant, because it's being paid on something that is fixed, static, and going to be devaluing, which is the dollar they are paying you on. Now, they are going to pay me 10% of my Bitcoin. One, I have disciplined myself to save my Bitcoin, because invariably I will have still kept it, holding it. So for the fact that I'm going to hold this 200 Bitcoin for the next 1 year, let me stake it somewhere or lease it somewhere, where at the end of that 1 year, they pay me additional 20 Bitcoin. So at the end of 1 year, I'll have 220 Bitcoin. So, and if Bitcoin is about 9,000 plus, and if that time Bitcoin is 19,000 plus or $80,000. So only the profit had covered even that my money, and then let alone my money. So that's why you see that the activities are happening now on the leasing and staking is very high. But what about us, that we are still very far behind? We are still very small in the crypto. So that's why you need your personal trading. But even the personal trading, you need good equity. Okay, I need good equity or big equity, but I don't have much equity. That's where you now need to spread your risk in diversifying of like, okay, I'm doing the personal trading. Okay, I need to, what about the leasing, where I can still be earning some Satoshis, and then I need to now build a network. I used to tell my friends, I remember I invited some friends to cryptocurrency. And when they would talk about network marketing, no, I don't have time, I'm busy. I told him, I said, how much money do you have to be a whale in crypto? That's my desire, guys. I want to be a whale. But if I become a whale, you won't see my brake light. That's the truth. If I become a whale, you won't see my brake light. What's a whale? We just decide to face a particular coin as a community. Let's pump this coin. Oh, as a whale, I give them 10 Bitcoin. As I give them 10 Bitcoin, and they used to do it, and then group of people come together. In that their community, the least Bitcoin that you will contribute, if it's one, they are going to go by one flat. If it's 5 Bitcoin, they're going to go by 5 Bitcoin flat. So 5 Bitcoin by 30 people. So that would be 5 times 30. That's 150 Bitcoin. Now they are going to take this coin and target a market and pump that coin. So they pour all their money into that coin. Every other small micro fishes, just like what used to happen in Forex. Every other micro fishes, like all of us that are trading with, we are called retail traders. Then you are going to jump into those coins, maybe shit coins, jump into it. Now you see the coin, like when they used to do that kind of terrible thing is on Yobit. You will see a coin that is pumped up to 500%. That is 5x. How many Bitcoin did I give the group? 5 Bitcoin. 5 Bitcoin. So 100% of 5 Bitcoin is 10, right? So 10 Bitcoin. So if it's 5 times, that is 25 Bitcoin. Let's say the group, those guys who will manage the system, say, guys, we're going to take one Bitcoin from your coins. In the less than 24 hours, what is going to be returned to my wallet will be 24 Bitcoin. See, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Because the rich that can play the politics of the money, the game politics in money, the poor, we're always afraid of losing what we don't have in the first place. So, but thank God that crypto is even very decentralized. You can start from little. Okay, so please, I beg everybody, settle down, dedicate yourself to personal development. Don't be in a haste. Don't say you want to get it down. And the next discipline everybody needs to give to himself is, like myself, literally. Of course, some of us have started, like this year have been a very rough year for us because we tried to put our hands to so many things and we're wounded. Like I normally tell people, if I see anybody from our community, from Plan B Extra, be with me, that is still investing in I invest here, will trade for you, will give you percentage. I don't tell the person that is not serious. I don't tell the person that is sick. But I just look and say, man, it's like something is wrong from home. That's the truth. Because we've lost crazy money this year. Wenzy, EGCM, many of them, just name them. Crazy platforms that our Bitcoin will have been resting. Funny enough was when Bitcoin was still down. All of us knew when we were saying Bitcoin was going to go up, Beginning of this year, 3,000. Well, in the month of March, I remember when I told some of our community members that you're going to be surprised Bitcoin will dodge you this way and get to 5,000. A time will come, you will even forget that Bitcoin was at 5,000. If anybody tell you that Bitcoin will go back to 5,000, you'll be angry. But there was a time, the day it entered 5,000, I remember in our office in Port Harcourt, everybody, they were jumping. Everybody was shouting, that Bitcoin, wow, this is mad, this is crazy, and all of that. But right now, no more persons is interested in seeing Bitcoin at $5,000. Why? Because time and season. So ladies and gentlemen, it's so important. So I'm going to go straight away and show you some of those things you must take note of in this space. In your personal trading is very important. Okay? Now, some of those coins will take advantage of a project. When we tell you that take advantage of some coins, if you don't go and borrow money. I don't encourage anybody to go and borrow money. Because one thing is that if you borrow money, there's a psychological issue about a borrowed money. Borrowed money, I mean, where you go to the bank. We say take advantage. I'm not talking of borrow money to trade. I can borrow money to trade. Of course, why not? Because in business, but when we said buy this token, some tokens we said buy this token, let's see what happens. And then you go to borrow money to put in a token. It's not advisable. Because the token may work well, the token may not work well. So if it's still a trade, maybe you put your money to Bitcoin, come down, you can wait, and then you're going to give yourself a very big task to do that. So, but when you are going to say, okay, let's take advantage of this token, say, let me borrow money to buy the token. We wouldn't know that the token is going to be listed or not. Yeah, they will promise they are going to be listed, but they can have problem, and that's the truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm just telling you all this is that to build the psychology of developing yourself in taking advantage of this space. Now, I remember so many, projects we took advantage of. I think some of our community will remember in 2017. I think, officer, you are in the house. When we took advantage of a particular coin called Rega coin, I think it was Rega coin. Okay, Rega coin. Yeah, fine, it was Rega coin. And then just okay, hey everybody, you have money, let's buy this coin. And like myself, I bought a lot of that coin. And then some bought the coin. Now the money made on Rega coin alone, I will tell you that the whole activities they did from January to December of 2017, the money they made only on Rega coin was more than all the money. Now, would it because of that, and I have somebody who was led astray because of he made that excess money on Rega coin, he abandoned what he was doing in his crypto trading, mining in BitClub network. He said, no, it's a waste of time. He faced it. And the way it is, just like if you play, what do they call it, Naija bet, gambling. So gambling will still collect the money back. So I'm sure he went into some of those ICO. Before you see Jack Robinson, the whole money was gone. And so those are the issues that many don't understand. Have a pattern, have what you have as your benchmark, what you are staying on. You are taking advantage of other opportunity to move and increase your capacity. Like me, anything I do now, what am I doing? I'm looking for things to increase my Satoshi. And so when anything has increased my Satoshi a little, I take it back to the Bitcoin so that the thing will not collect it from my hand. So I'm not always concerned about the dollars. Now, I will tell you where you need to be concerned about the dollars. Maybe you are trading now, you have made some profit, and you know that you're going to need money in the next 1 month or 2 months. And you have done some good profit now. You can take your profit off and convert it to the dollar. So that anytime you need it, you can easily pick it. But as far as you're looking on accumulating your wealth and building your financial freedom using crypto, all that should matter to you is the accumulation of the Satoshi, because when there's a sudden spike, like what happened last 2, 3, or 4 days. One thing for sure, when Bitcoin is down or is consolidating, it's going to happen that other coins will be spiking. Now, you need to be conscious of this. And I remember, I think when I got to the office, or was it yesterday or that before yesterday, I said, Bitcoin will be pumped up soon. A lot were like, wow. And when it got started, so 3 days or yesterday night was like something else, 3 days ago. And the thing was like, from $7,700 to as high as $10,300. That's amazing. Now, what happens to altcoins that you were keeping? The thing was going down, 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 down. So what will I do? If I had some money to take and use, I would have converted the money back. So, ladies and gentlemen, for some of you who are still new, let me go now. Let me go to Binance and show you something, everybody. Okay, this is Binance. I just want to hope that everybody do have Binance account, okay? Now, this is Binance. I will still repeat this thing time and time over again. Now, this is Binance Exchange. I always tell people, law one, and a very simple law in trading, in crypto, law one is sell every spike and buy every dip. Sell every spike and buy every dip. It is natural that when we have a spike, especially look at the vertical, we have 3-step spike here. I'm not talking considering this little candlestick. Look at it here. We have a sudden spike. Look at the vertical spike. Okay, when it moved from 7,400 up, and consolidated the Y, get up, and get $8,300. Now, this is the question. If you had by any chance converted your money here, don't look at, hey, I've regretted my life. Look at where it goes to. You don't need to bother yourself. There is always another day, another coin, and another market. The rule of the trading tool You don't buy a coin back above the previous price you sold. It's wrong. You're going to be working and you cannot see the results. Some of you don't check. You don't buy back a coin above the price you sold. You buy back a coin below the last price you sold. Now, the market was moving when I think somebody, Nifemi was, where me and her, she didn't sleep that night. And when I say, hey, have you placed price? Say yes. He placed price as 9,300. He placed some price at 9,300. And I think he sold. And he said another price was placed at 9,500, if I'm not mistaken. And it was sold. Now, let's say the last price he sold was at that $9,500. And that same night, because I remember I was telling her that night, I said, because Bitcoin was around less than 9,000, it was 8,000 plus. He says, should I sell my Bitcoin? I said, no, let's watch the market, because before you wake up tomorrow morning, you are likely going to see Bitcoin above 9,000. You say, are you serious? I heard from other group, they were saying Bitcoin is going to come from 8.5, it will come down. This is the point. You are permitted to listen to any information. That's why I want everybody to be committed to learn basics. Nobody can absolutely predict the market exactly 100%, and it happens that way. Now, these are the things we have. We have what's called resistance, we have what's called support, we have what we call price, and we have what we call volumes. Now, most time, it was said that, okay, Bitcoin, there's going to be a kind of much resistance, checking the algorithm and using trading view to see that Bitcoin, I'll look at the trading view. Let me come here this way. Okay, let it come up. Let it come up sharp. Now, that we're likely going to experience a resistance, a kind of difficulty, okay? A kind of difficulty, at $8,500. Now, it was broadcasted by another group. You can see that at that point, look at that point where it was now struggling. Can you see? It has a break there, like here. So that we're going to have that challenge for Bitcoin to break out. When some now start broadcasting that Bitcoin, when it get to 8,500, is going to pull back. That is not correct. And she now said, oh, am I serious here? Okay, what you can do is you can set at 8,800, 9,000, 9,003, 9,005, then leave the rest and keep. That is a strategy. Now, as he left the rest, I'm sure, I think he got up to 9,500 that day. And that was the same day that I got to $10,400. That's amazing. Now look at it. When he must have sold at 9,500 and the price got to 10,000, under normal circumstances, that money you have sold, you are not meant to buy back. After all the excessive spike, just know that the market must pull back. And the market came down to as low as how much? It pulled down to $8,800. Like myself, I think I bought back at $9,000. Now, whatever volume I have bought back at $9,000 right now, so whatever fraction it is, assuming it's up to 1 Bitcoin, that means I've made another $600 within the time I have bought the Bitcoin at $9,000. But this is the point I'm making. You don't need to kill yourself that because you have sold, then you want to rebuy back. Or that is FOMO, fear of missing out. If you do that over and over, you're going to lose out entirely. That's the truth. Now, you don't FOMO. You don't run after the market. You take decision, take position before the market start moving. And that's another thing I need to let you know, guys, that when in the market, always develop a strategy. Some of us who have been trading, you can ask a lot of them. I will tell them one thing. You should have at least 3 portfolios. Number 1 is the position portfolios, which is the position trading. That is holding coins. Number 2, you should have a swing coin. That is, it can be the same volume of the same coin you are trading that you keep on your holding, you keep on your swing. Then the third thing, you should scalp. Now, you can open 2 Binance accounts. I have more than 2 Binance accounts. I have about 3 or 5 Binance accounts. I have account that I kept for swing and holding. That is, I buy the coin and I keep and allow a kind of move up, correct move up. So when that move up is so obvious, I can decide to sell or just leave it. Like an example of holding position, maybe some persons have bought Bitcoin in January, and until it's obviously very far, maybe it times 2 or times 3, that is x 3x, $3,500 at 7,000 is 100%. At 10,500 is 200%. Okay, at 14,000 is 300%. Something like that. Am I correct? I think I'm correct, right? Okay. So maybe at $10,500, for instance, the coin you have bought at $3,500. So at $10,500, that's 200%. Then I can decide to say, okay, let me sell. Now, such coin, as I finish selling it, I want a very good dip. From 10,005, I perhaps will be waiting until Bitcoin is down to like 7,000 or 7,500 or 8,000 before buying it back. And once I buy it back, I wouldn't touch it. I keep it again there. So that is once in a while, maybe once in 6 months, or twice in 7 months, or once or twice in 12 months, stuff like that. Somebody is getting a different training today. How can somebody be trading just once or twice? I have traders who, like, they are holders. They don't they buy Bitcoin as low as anything until it's all-time high, end of the cycle before they sell. So you have to create little portfolio of that, but not all coins we keep at that. Coins that we keep at holding, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, BNB, all these coins are the type of coins we always try to create, on a holding position. And then I can still be trading those coins, but that portion that I've kept, everybody can keep it. It does not necessarily mean until you have all the whole money, the whole world, before you can keep it. So I can keep $20. I showed them in my office the other day an amount of money I kept, about 800 naira in my Coinbase. And when the day I was logging in and I checked, the money was already 4,300 naira. I just kept it there. So you need to develop a strategy. I just carelessly kept it there. Now, and I told them, I said, this money, come how many years? If at when Bitcoin was about $10,000 and that money was about 4,300 naira, all right? What if when Bitcoin enter $80,000? So at 10,000 naira, at $10,000, that money was 4,000 naira. So if Bitcoin is 20,000, 8,000 plus, if Bitcoin is 30,000 in that order, so to $80,000. So when I come, you'll see the careless money I kept, fractions I kept. Now I do that on some of my blockchain. I kept about how many Bitcoin Cash in January there, about $20 something. Then when I was to check, that $20 something was about either $89 or thereabout, and I was like, wow, this is fantastic. Now, I know where I'm going to. I'm not looking at, hey, hit and run. I'm not saying you should follow my pattern, but you can pick some things from my pattern and absorb it to your own strategy. Now, why do I say taking profit and retaining assets? Because I know that when you start this business, of course, you will want to still take care of yourself and have the assets retained. You won't, because you are working to meet up with 10 Bitcoin in 12 months or 100 Bitcoin in 12 months, you will die. Though there are sacrifices you must make. The sacrifices are so then, in fact, so glaring that you must make them. Sacrifice of like what? You have made profit, you look at how to take that profit to another crypto asset. Not when you make profit, that's when you remember to change your wardrobe, you know how to go. No. What should be important is that's going to be very compulsory is, you have made some profit, you need to pay house rent, you need to pay school fees and all of that, so that you can take. But when it has to do with let me go and check this, let me flex myself and all of that. Those things are not important because you just need to accumulate this asset. Now, I will repeat this before I allow many of us ask questions. Now, in crypto trading, there are things that are very important. Number one, I've always said this time with no number. Number one thing that's very important is what? The volume of money coming into that coin within 24 hours. Look at Bitcoin now. Bitcoin had about $841 million that come in within 24 hours have been transacted. When you check it, by the time it's going to enter 1 billion, Bitcoin must have entered about $10,700. We're looking at Bitcoin maybe within this week or so, possibly entering about 10,700, 10,000. 10,700, 10,600 or so, and I take a pullback and all of that. So I'm not certain anyway, but you could see something like that. So that you don't hold me responsible. You know, when say Feli says it was going to be $10,000, $10,500, and now you didn't get there. And so, but of course, now another thing I will let you guys know is that see when the market is doing this, moving up, zigzag in this type of candlestick, that coin will go strong for a while and move up. So Bitcoin, and the last it got to about $10,370 here. So you may see Bitcoin at $10,700 possibly. Is Bitcoin still going to pull back? Absolutely. It's going to pull back again and then take another move. But just expect much upward trend in Bitcoin, going forward. Like most of my money are pushed back to Bitcoin, so that as it go up, unless some of those coins I've taken my positions, I just left them. And then, but the money in USDT, all my money that were in USDT, I've taken back to, Bitcoin. So look at the volume. Then I've always told people, you need to understand the support level, where it start from, okay? And then when it pull back, okay? And so the volume, the supports, the resistance, and the price. Now, what is support? Support is the level at which no much sellers want to sell again because it's actually had gone touching their skin. So at that point, they are not ready to sell. So everybody are not ready to sell. Please let me tell you something. Most time when you come into the market, you see a particular coin sluggishly down there. Like this market now, of course, you know that this is a bull market. Many of you who have been trading, you know why it's bull market. Why? Apart from that, it just spike. You see this guy, they have rejected this guy down. Can you see this guy? This red line. This is what we call bearish EMA indicator line. This guy. When this guy is up, the market is at the bearish market. So anytime the market break and break down below this purple and hit this guy, just know that the market is at the bearish. If we go back now let me go by 12 hours. You see previously, look at where we're in the bear market. So look at the sharp drop. Then market brought down. And I always tell people, if a market have 3 consecutive red candle, please come out of that market, especially when you are still on little profit. Don't say, hey, it's going to rebound. Don't do that. When you see a red candle, the first one is struggle. Is breaking down and make the first red candle, struggle to break up, it couldn't break. It make the second red candle, struggle to break, it doesn't break. It make the third one, just forget it. That market must break down. Look at similar candle here. 1, 2, 3. At the back here, 1, 2, 3. Struggle to move up, no way. 1, 2, 3. This actually just turned sudden, as if I want to break up. But before it could even consolidate, because at the 2 dodgy candles that this guy tried to form, to move up, there was no means. Then it just creates sub candle, and that was a very terrible drop. Now listen, when you have sold, and I always tell people, no amount is too funny to set your price. Just imagine somebody who have sold his Bitcoin here at $9,700. And funny enough, I normally do this thing. Funny enough, look at it here, $9,700. And the person come down here. as low as 7,800. Let's even say 7,900. From 9,700 to 7,900. All right. The person just set it. Yeah. 9,007. Not even 85. 79. And just put the price there. Remember, if it didn't get there, no problem. It's still your money. So for the person, but because when the market dropped that, it too sharp, and then start consolidating back and moving up. And they did this sideways, break up, try to break again. Look at another similar candle. 1, 2, 3. Pa! Then until you say, no. You get down to as low as $7,300. That was the last support down here. And then move with a speed and broke out of the bear market until it now moved here now and got to this place. It broke from this. The moment it broke here and it got to this red, once the market crossed this red and it still has some energy, that market is going to break out seriously. And that's why you are seeing now that the market is still at the what? At a very big bull market. Because when this yellow, sometimes it's green, EMA indicator line is up, the market is actually up and giving you much of your profit. But please, ladies and gentlemen, be careful when you are trading and you have seen the profit, take the profit from the table. And of course, some of you who have been in bill with me will know that when you are scalping, we say once you have done 4% and above in your scalping, take the profit. Now, last but not the least, I'm going to say about the trade now, so that allows us to ask questions, is that now we have Naira, for some of us in Nigeria. I know Matthias from Tanzania, don't worry, maybe you talk to Binance to put your currency pairs, in the system. But Matthias, you can still trade, use Naira pairs in Tanzania, as in all you need is that it's a tool. You are not withdrawing it, so it's a tool. You can still put your money into the Naira. So you can still trade the Naira pairs if you like, okay? And so now, but look at it. Okay, so now look at it here now. This is Binance, for instance. And you have traded, let's say you have traded a coin. Like you have traded Bitcoin against another coin. Let's say you have traded Bitcoin against, which coin will I say? You have traded Bitcoin against, let's say NEO, okay? Look at NEO. NEO have done fantastic percentage against Bitcoin, which was very cool, right? And I remember somebody asked he should sell, he wants to sell his NEO coin this afternoon. I forgot the person. And I told him, set your price at, I say you should set price in 3 layers. The first layer is 125 Satoshi, that is 125, 0.00125. Then second one, 0.00127. Then the third one, 0.00130. See exactly. I just hope, Mama, are you in the room? I just hope you not call me a witch. Eh? So, and then the market. So, then the market got to 0.00130 exactly, and now create a very strong resistance. Now, after the resistance, it dropped. But even upon that, when it got here, she was still on profit, okay? Now, what she may do now, if the market is not running, he had converted the money, for instance, to Bitcoin. And you know that, okay, against Bitcoin, you've done about, let's say, 20%. And Bitcoin itself is running or it's not running. If it's not running, you've done 20%. Let's say what you have spent in buying that coin was 0.01 Bitcoin. At the end of the time you have sold your NEO, the money now is now 0.02. Now, you now know that your profit is 0.01. Now, you go to your USDT market, click like this, and go to USD, okay? And then go to BTC. Now you have converted the money to BTC, okay? Then you now say, okay, BTC, how much was the profit I made? 0.01. So you now come and say, okay, since Bitcoin is doing this, I'm sure Bitcoin, by the time you get to $10,000, you now say $10,000, help me sell 0.01, okay, which is $100. So that means it's $100 you have made as profit. So just help me set this. Now, the remaining fraction, don't sell it. Okay, just do that like this. And say 0.01. Okay, sell it. You now say sell. I hope it's not 1,000 I put. So because it's 1,000, the money will just go away. And somebody who sets to buy Bitcoin at 1,000 will just collect it. And no reversal. So you can see the price. Can you see the Bitcoin I've set here? 10,000 to sell. You can see that I've even sell Bitcoin cars at $350. That when Bitcoin cars get to $350. So once that happens, it's going to sell that fraction, and then the remaining fraction 0.011 will be there. So let's assume that the Bitcoin now got to that 10,000 and he sold that for me. That is my profit. And that's what I mean by taking profit and retaining asset. Now, after I've taken that profit, the market is still going up. Oh, fine. No problem. My asset is still there. Now, eventually Bitcoin get to $15,000. Then I might decide to now sell my asset to USDT. Oh, Bitcoin didn't get to 12,000 or 13 or 14 or 15, but it break down again, down to 7,800. Remember, I have sold that my 0.01 Bitcoin. Okay, I bring the money and say, now the opportunity has presented itself again. So at 7,900, 7,900, okay, let me use that my 0.01 Bitcoin to buy, that my $100, rather, not even 0.01 Bitcoin. Look at it. That's not 0.01. So you can see that 0.01 is about $79 at that time. So, but I say no, when the big Bitcoin come down, so that my $100. So that my $100 will now give me 0.012 Bitcoins rather than 0.0100 Bitcoin. And so that I have taken the profit, okay, and still retain my asset. For some of us in Naira, I was saying something in the office yesterday. I said, if you fund your account with Naira, now take a pair of that Naira, keep that Naira to face only Bitcoin and BNB. But if you click here like this and you click on all, and you go to NGNG here, and then you can see BTC NGNG, it has already done 6%. Then this guy, as at the time I bought BNB with Naira, I bought one BNB at 6,027 Naira. Now, BNB is now 6,790 Naira. For instance, if you have bought BNB, 10 BNB, for instance, let me click on BNB. So you can just take your Naira to face BNB and Bitcoin, okay? So assuming you have bought BNB, when BNB was 6,027 Naira, and you bought 10 BNB. Okay, you bought 10 BNB. That will be 60,270 Naira. And now right now BNB is at this rate. You now say, okay, 10 BNB. Sorry. Now that will be 67,900. You will take 67,900. If you take 60,270 from these, you're still going to have about 7,000 plus as your profit that you can be using for running costs, so that you don't affect your asset. Remember, you have a target, 12 months, 10 Bitcoin, depending on where you want to fix yourself. Minimum is 10 to 100. You might say, I put myself half. That's half is 50. So I'll need to have 50 Bitcoin in the next 12 months. So if it's that, the BNB Naira conversion, let it face only Bitcoin. So I don't model it together. So anytime you need money, you've converted the money to Naira already, you can just convert it back to Bitcoin and get it withdrawn, or even possibly withdraw your Naira bank account as you like or whatever. So that's why I put my time to explain part of trading. Of course, what you are getting today, some of you who are new, is just a kind of high effect, interactions and more just giving you a kind of a keynote to what we are doing and all of that. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You have questions. Let me let you ask questions, but to not be one-sided. So anybody who have a question, feel free to ask a question, and you have some challenges or some difficulty, then you're free to ask. Yeah. Okay. Yes. You can type it on the chat box. Okay. That's it. Okay. Primary coins, $16,000. Matthias is predicting $16,000. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay. Okay. So yeah, any question?
I'm sure this to 16.
Ah, okay. That's fantastic. So Matthias is saying is expecting Bitcoin at $16,000. Okay. So any time frame?
Within the coming week, starting from tomorrow.
I'm happy. I'm happy seeing my products going fantastic, going gaga about the whole thing now, right? I'm having a lot of upcoming professor in the blockchain industry, right?
Yeah, you're a true mentorship. Thank you so much for your mentorship.
Okay, so any question from anybody?
Sir, question deal. When I know verse for my noise where they come from outside, I beg.
Okay.
Please, I understand all you have explained, but I want to you explained using primary coin. Now use the secondary coin as example, like link with the price of Bitcoin now. Use link and Bitcoin as a good example. What do we do when there is a pump on BTC like we're expecting now?
Yeah.
What do we do to the linked assets?
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Probably what like you have asked, guy. Now, we have some peculiarity to link, especially. All right. And the peculiarity we have to link now is that we have something attached to link. Now, I will start from that. The peculiar thing we have attached to link, this is what I've done to my link and which I've told everybody to do, was that I bought some link for a very long time and I kept a fraction of that link untouched. If link, I remember when I bought link was about 14,000 Satoshi. Now, if link let it come down to 13,000 Satoshi, I have no business with that one I kept because it has a target for more than 9 months or 1 year before I'll look at that. Then the other fraction that I keep as my liquidity. Now, and I told us you have to always cap it anytime there's a spike. And so the last cap we did on link was at 37,000 Satoshi. And I'm sure some still bought, ladder buying. And that's the advantage of when you are ladder buying. Now, go here. Let me share the page, for instance. Okay, now this is link, for instance. This is link. Now, I bought some link at 27,000 Satoshi. You can see the fall in link. The last we sold was at 37,000 Satoshi. And it was coming down, and came down. Now it's at the bottom. Now, I remember I still even bought some at 30,000 Satoshi. Fine, no problem. Link to me, it has the kind of activities we want to do with it. Now, if I have sold link at 37,000 Satoshi, maybe I bought it at 30,000 Satoshi. And I bought some back at maybe 29,000 Satoshi. Then, fortunately, I'm waiting for the next spike on link. If not, when Bitcoin just came up, link by now will have been about 45,000 Satoshi. Now, as link came down to this, the first place I need to move my link to is not USDT. Is to move your link back to Bitcoin. Because if you move it back to USDT, that is the final destination. You have slaughtered it immediately. Now you have lost in two ways. If you move it to BTC, you are now saying, BTC, please let this guy follow you from Idimota to Ikorodu. So don't worry, Matthias, when you come to Nigeria, you know where I'm talking about. You have said move from Ikeja and just manage to reach to Obalende. So that's what you have told Bitcoin to do to your link. Now, but if you move the link and say, oh, link, let me sell it back to USDT, that is manslaughter. You have killed it. Okay? If you move it to USDT, that is end of the whole show. Where am I meant to move it to? When Bitcoin is spiking the way it's spiking now, I'm meant to move my link back to BTC. So when I move it back to BTC, invariably, if you sell back to BTC at loss, you have lost some Satoshi. Okay? But as Bitcoin is going up, it has helped you to increase the dollar value. Then, when Bitcoin had gone up very well, you are meant to sell because you already make loss of your link to BTC in Satoshi. So when the dollar had gone up very well, sell that Bitcoin to USDT. As you sell that Bitcoin to USDT, now remember, link is already totally down. That money you sold from BTC to USDT, when you want to now buy link, you have some capacity to buy more volume. But moving it to USDT when Bitcoin is going up is the wrong thing. The right thing to do is to move that link or any other secondary coin back to BTC so that BTC rides the dollar up. Because if you don't move it to BTC, yes, the dollar value might go up, but not substantial. Because as Bitcoin is going, it is dropping seriously when it ought to be maybe at one place. If it's at one place and BTC is going up and it's not going up, no issue. As Bitcoin go, or whatever percentage Bitcoin do against dollar is what that link will still do. But it's taking the other side. As Bitcoin is going up, it's reversing. So it's depressing the volume, and at the same time, the value too will drop. So maybe when it ought to be $2.something, okay, look at it here, link, okay. Just a moment. This is link. All right. Now, you now see $2.6. Maybe when it ought to be, $2.9. You know, and it's 2.6. So invariably, you've lost in asset, which is the Satoshi, and still lost in dollars. So the best place to move your coin, both if you are moving secondary or primary, is to move it to BTC. Okay, I hope somebody have learned that too. Somebody say, problem.
So I'm not done with my question. No.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my second question is, you made mention of, I'll use LTC as an example now.
Yeah.
I was among those that got the LTC at $100 then in July.
Okay.
Okay, but I did something. I practicalized something and it worked.
Oh, cool.
So I said, let me share it.
Oh, great.
When I bought the LTC at $100, it came down. I knew it was going to come down. So when it came down to like 80 something, and you came up to the platform again and told us that this coin will still come down more. Then it was 80 something. I said, okay, if this man is saying this will come down more, let me sell. If it comes down more, I will buy. And then I had one. And when it came down to 60 something. I sold then at 80. When it came down to 60 something, I bought. Then I had one and some fractions.
Okay.
But then when it was 100, it was one I bought. So when so I had some fractions.
Okay.
If I said let me keep it and said I'm at a loss because the price came down to 80 and it will still come down to 60, I wouldn't have gotten the fraction I got.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Fantastic.
yes.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. So logically,
Yes,
what you did is what we call stop loss. What you did logically is what's called stop loss. Now, normally, I don't use stop loss usually, and I just take decision. Now, stop loss is that you bought a coin and maybe at $90, for instance, let's say using Litecoin. You bought Litecoin at $90 and it's actually moving up, but you expected that it's going to be a drop. You now say, please, stop loss. When the price dropped to $85, please just sell it out for me. Now, this is why I don't use stop loss regularly. I want to get the analysis of a coin. And I look at, I bought at $90, it got to 95, I've not sold, and suddenly dropped back to 90, 87. And then if I get a kind of practical market analysis that this thing is still going to dip down sometime back to like 65 or 55 or 50, then I will sell it. But practically, I'm not going to touch that money. That's the best you do. I keep it. Or as I sell it, immediately I sell it at 85, I will go and position buying order at 60, 55, 50. That is, I will scatter that money that way. That is ladder buying it, place the order and go away. So in that case, when the market drop, like what you have said, I'm going to have more than one Litecoin. I may have 1.2, 1.3. Though, even when I have 1.3, it might have not gotten up to $100 I spend or $90 as well. But I have one whole. I have more volume of the asset. The moment the price spike back, possibly to 120 or 140, you will be struggling on one. I might have 1.2 or 1.3. It's a good lesson. I'm happy you're learning, so I'm having more professors. Time will come. This is you people that will be teaching people. So I'll just do like this and be watching talent displayed because it's coming. So you have to get ready. Okay, so somebody was asking another question. I had a problem in depositing Naira through Binance mobile. Yeah, the app, maybe they will have to still work on it thereafter, but the app was not actually, it was ringing wallet something. And so I think you have to make use of system. If you know that you have done your KYC, okay? If you have done your KYC, it's better you make use of system, but because I tried it don't work. Okay, somebody say, okay, my question is, you said we should not buy spike. Like, for example, if I sold my coins at 9.5 to USDT, what if Bitcoin comes down to 9.3? I did not buy thinking it will still come down. Eventually, it did not. Instead, it keeps smiling. Remember, I sold at 9.5. Now it's 9.7 and keeps spiking. It's not proper to buy it back like that, since it will still spike regardless. You sold at 9.5. Okay, and I want you to expatiate more on that regarding some security, because some are saying that not that secure is central account of we actually. Okay, thank you very much, Nifemi. Yeah, true. Now listen to me. In trading, this is psychology for you. By rule, you don't buy back above how much you sold. Remember, okay, if you sold at 9.5 and you are still hoping that it's going to come to 8,000, it actually did. Maybe you didn't know. After you have sold, it has come down to 8.8. But in that thing you explained, it can happen real life. That's true. And you have sold at 9.5 and you expected it to drop back to 8.7 And there, it dropped to 9,000, and you are still waiting at 8,700. And unfortunately, it moved back. And right now move back to like 7,000. What should you do? Don't do anything. That is why, number one, when you are selling, especially Bitcoin, you don't sell all your assets. You don't do that. You sell part of it and wait for a drop. And in buying back, you don't buy at once. If you expected to buy at 8,008 or 8,007, the moment it dropped to like 9,000, buy some. If you have $2,000 to buy and your expectation is to buy at 8,008, when it dropped to even 9,1, that $2,000, maybe 25% of it or 50% of that $2,000, buy it at 9,1. Then if it drop maybe 8,9, buy another 50% of the remaining money. Then eventually you may not get back to that amount you want to buy. No issue. Now what then do I do? The money remaining, instead of running after Bitcoin, then keep that money for other coins that will start moving after Bitcoin. It happens now. NEO, when Bitcoin has gone up and was consolidating, no much person knew that NEO was just on its own moving. I was telling somebody in the morning that NEO is going to do this, and even when I come on board, I say, okay, NEO is already doing some wonder. Before NEO did that percentage, it was still around 12%. When I told us that NEO is actually doing miracle, and NEO got to as high about 30-something percent, 35, 37, almost 40%. So even if you have bought little NEO at that, you have done very good percentage, because that percentage it did was against Bitcoin. So if you buy NEO that did 30% or 35% against Bitcoin, that means you have done 20% against Bitcoin, because if you pick it at that 12% when it was, you have made some money, and then immediately it got up, you push it back again to your Bitcoin. So logically, you pass through NEO to get increase of your Bitcoin and now move back to the Bitcoin again. So, and now continue. So you can redeem your loss through that. So you don't buy back because it's going. If you buy because it's like it's going to go to 12,000 and I have not bought. You don't use those emotions. The market does not respect your emotions. So be careful. That is FOMO. If you want to buy, by all means. There's always another market, another coin, and another day. That's the rule. Okay, Doris, you want to ask another question? Yeah, Doris, you want to ask a question?
No, sir. No, sir. I was particularizing some.
Okay, so any other question, everybody?
Sir, sorry. I'm sorry, please. Can you go over that BNB NGN explanation again, please? Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't get it clearly.
It's simple. The explanation was this. If you have sent in some money in Naira, I was telling somebody in the office yesterday, I said, thank God there's Naira now. It's very simple. It's very fantastic. Now, there is no complaint of, to say I have enough money for trade. No. Even 1,000, if I love it, it's a discipline. A discipline that you have 1,000 Naira. Don't buy Guguru and Ekpa. Put it in Binance. That's the truth. So buy BNB. Even if it's 20 Naira or 500 Naira that is added thereafter. Because if you use it to buy BNB, you are not going to be in a haste. In such trade, you don't put yourself under pressure. You have put in, when Binance is 6,000 Naira, and you sent in 2,000 Naira or 3,000 Naira. That means you bought half the BNB. Then you just leave it there. When BNB, at the point you're going to see BNB at 7,000, 8,000. I have a market I set on Naira, that the one I bought at 6,027 Naira, I set it at 8,000 Naira. Anytime you get there, you sell for me. Now, if you sell for you, you wait for another dip. So that money I have sold to that BNB. If I'm going to buy, it's either I use it to buy Bitcoin or I use it to buy BNB. I'm not going to buy any other coin with that little money. I will only be following scalping of Bitcoin and BNB with that money. So what I say is that you go to your NGNG, it's either you go to the Bitcoin aspect or to the BNB aspect. So logically, you are disciplining yourself, to put it. That's what I expect. And sorry again, Nifemi still has a question that I didn't finish. He was saying, Nifemi, don't worry. Yeah, generally speaking, in the crypto space, we always tell people, if you are not trading any money, if you have a Bitcoin, for instance, and you decide that Bitcoin is for holding, or any coin you are not trading, that you are going to hold it more than 3 or 6 months, keep it in your blockchain rather than exchange. Okay, so don't let anybody put unnecessary fears on you about exchange trading platform is not secure, it's centralized and all of that. So you're going to have problem because if they hack it and all of that. Yes, fine, it's true. You have problem with the trading platform, like what happened in Cryptopia, people lost their money. But don't let it be that when the market is now moving. Listen to me. Now, everybody, when the market is spiking, you're always having problem in transaction. It's always delayed. The network is congested. You can send the money to Binance now. When market is spiking, either taking a fast drop or a fast move up. When you send the money, it can even take 24 hours. And why are you sending that money? Because you saw that Bitcoin is going up. You want to quickly sell it to make profit before it comes down. When finally you have sent your Bitcoin, it now took 24 hours before the money landed in your Binance. And as the time is landing in your Binance, the market has gone up and come down. You say, oh, what have I done? You are now waiting. After you have waited and waited, the market never spiked. You withdrew it again. In the process of doing all of this, you are paying charges and you didn't make profit. It makes sense when you make profit and you pay charges than because in the process of transferring, withdrawing, you are paying charges and you have not made profit. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, everything is risky, but you can't, because of plane crash. I want to go to Tanzania and I tell Joshua to help me find the other route through bush. Let me follow bush and get to Tanzania. It become a problem for me. Okay. So that's it. So Doris, you get it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, any other question? Any other person? Okay, so the person who say he had a problem with the person who had a problem with deposit. So yeah, the app have not really the app has not really done any this thing. The app has not really done a deposit. Maybe it will still work thereafter, but for now, it was not working. So if you want to do, you have to make use of your system or something. Okay. Yeah. So any other person who's a very new person here today? Yeah. So Divine, I hope you got what I said. That make use of your laptop. Divine Favor.
Yes, I got the idea. Thank you. I'll do that.
You're welcome. So any other person, any other questions? Anybody? And so.
Sir, you did speak on EDC today. Do we also move part of EDC to BTC? I don't get.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's true. EDC does not pull back very big, so that's the challenge. It does not pull back too big. It has a way of just remaining very adamant in a place, and this is the logic you can do on EDC way. Now on Yobit on EDC, this is what I did sometime. Excuse me. This is what I did sometime. Sure. Okay, on the case of EDC, I did something like this. Where is this? Yobit. Okay, in the case of EDC, I did something like this. I sold some EDC at 95 Satoshi or thereabout. Okay, yeah, something. I sold some EDC at about 95 Satoshi and leave it to BTC and sold BTC at 10,000 $200. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. I put it that way. Okay. I think I sold some like that. I even have some place I placed on EDC to sell at 90, 90, 85, 84. So to put that money, and though if EDC remain at 80 something, as Bitcoin is going up in percentage to dollar, that's the same percentage that EDC2 is doing. You just need to understand that if Bitcoin is going up and EDC is 80 Satoshi, it's not moving up at all. It's not moving up at all. It's at 80 Satoshi, and Bitcoin go up to $10,000, and the EDC remains at that 80. Whatever percentage you see that Bitcoin has done against dollar is the same thing EDC has done. So what then do you do? Now, you don't need to do anything in that case. But if EDC is going to 90 something, come down to 80, then the best is you can sell part of it. I always advise don't sell too much of your EDC so that it doesn't jump up suddenly. So you can move some EDC to Bitcoin. So, but always watch such money you have moved to Bitcoin from EDC. Watch when BTC has gone up very well, sell it to USDT. Okay? Then, as BTC come down very well, you can buy BTC back or buy EDC. You get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry, sir, please. Can you go over it again? Because I've never used USDT on Yobit. I didn't know it even exists. It's Binance I've been using.
USD, they call it USD there. You see it now. It's there. Look at it. Look at it. It's there. Look at it. If you come to trade on your Yobit, you come to trade, and then you come to market. As you type you can see top, BTC, ETH, Doge, Yo, Waves, Euro, whatever. So you click on USD. So as you click on USD, you can see every USD market is green, and then you now search for EDC. Okay, so look at EDC now. So look at EDC. So it told you that EDC gone to as high as how much? About 0.00815, now 0.0078 and all of that. So it's there. It's there. So you can even do it once if EDC, if it's not coming down, but if it's coming down, you push it to BTC, and when BTC go up very well, you sell the BTC to USD, for instance. Look at it. Let me do it. Look at it here. This is BTC to USD. Okay. You can see the rushing in the market that's happening, right? 9,700, and it come down again. They're actually trading. These guys are trading. They are scalping alternate. You can see scalping that is happening in BTC. See scalping that is happening. Guys are selling. You can see there's pulling back. Okay, so buying back. So I can say, so I have small BTC here. Okay, look at a little fraction of BTC. Just come here and tap like this. Okay, please, when BTC get to $10,500. So sell part some for me, or even all. So you say, okay, all of these at 10,500 is going to be $105. I click on sell. Oh, so I even have some when you get to $11,000. So it's already, I didn't know. I even play some. And when you get to $11,000 sell. So it's there. So maybe just that you've not been exploring it. Okay? Yeah, Doris, are you there?
So I've seen it. I understand. I am.
Yeah.
So you advise we sell EDC to BTC now.
Not really.
Then from BTC we'll move to USD, right? When the price is high.
The last I sold was $90, 90 Satoshi, 95 Satoshi. Oh, when it was 95 Satoshi. And
But we are still expecting that BTC will go up to like
yeah,
11,000 at least,
yeah,
and most likely that the price of EDC will come down from what it is now.
of course, if the Bitcoin go up more, there's going to be a pressure.
Uh-huh.
Of course, EDC is very stubborn. It doesn't drop that way, but it will press it no matter how, it will.
It will.
Yeah,
One a shift in price of EDC, it means a lot. Just a shift. So if it does like two, 3 shifts, it's okay. I know what I'm saying. I've done it, so I know. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I understand now, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. So you. I think. Yeah, where's officer? Officer, have you disappeared? Are you? Have you been called in the headquarters? Yeah. Where is officer? Officer, have you disappeared? So, any other question, everybody?
Officer, don't go sleep.
Okay, so thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So just remember, I've told you guys that basically what we're doing is targeting to accumulate 10 to 100 Bitcoin in 12 months and devising a strategy to leverage on the market of the crypto. And the crypto is still at the infant stage. Please take that. The crypto is still very, very young. But no matter how young it is, and no matter how fantastic the opportunity is, if you don't develop yourself, you might not take advantage of this thing, and you can be intimidated by anything. What I expect much less from people is the hype. And I think I still need to use this opportunity for some of us already who know much about what we're doing, and some of you, a lot of hypes and Ponzi are going on using Python Signal now. I could see a lot of messages I receive from people, come and join Python Signal. Within 6 months, you make 60 million naira. Within 5 months, within 1 year, you make 50 million naira and all of that. And so a lot of people are jumping in there. Some don't even know what is candlestick. Some don't even know what is support or resistance. But they just felt, oh, they've told us to come and join Python Signal immediately. And there's a bunch of lies flying everywhere that Python Signal predicted Tor coin, and then it moved to so amount. And those are the, funny thing they are telling people, and people are falling victim seriously. So be careful, because a lot of people will still market you, or they market your friend. I'm not saying you should discourage your friend, but it's good you educate people, beyond this thing. Before, we have a lot of things we're doing, and so whoever that must have interacted with you about this, for some of us who are already in the system, we know what we are doing. So for some of you who are fresh, who are new, whoever that maybe invited you to come and learn little here, you can ask him more about how to go about things. We might be very slow, but what we want to do is we want to protect our integrity, and at the same time preserve our little resources we have, not to go and give to one funny group of people that you log in tomorrow to be error 404, error 303, case may be. And so you can get back to whoever must have invited you to come and attend the training, and then get to hear from them. But I will tell people, if you don't sit down to learn this thing, I'm sorry. Many people who was not taking it serious. I think I still called a friend last week to buy Bitcoin. Guy, go and buy Bitcoin. He said, oh, this is your Bitcoin. It was this morning when I was going to church, you have to call me. Guy, this your Bitcoin, I don't understand. I said, well, the money, if you have bought one Bitcoin, when I say buy, let's say you even bought at $8,000. It got to 10,300. Let's say you didn't wait to 3,000, 10,300. But let's say at 10,000. 8,000 to 10,000, that's $2,000 within 2 days. Within 1 day. Within 1 day. So $2,000 additional for buying one Bitcoin within 1 day. But the room was not built in a day. So please, I encourage everybody, please settle down, learn, be educated about this thing. We have a lot of things. We have a long way to go. We have so many things, you can still take advantage of. Just like some of us were talking about this guy. Of course, you see what's happening Forgotten this guy. Okay, maybe another time. So thank you very much, everybody. I think we've tried tonight and we've been able to interact to an extent, and that we have gotten will go a long way for us. So thank you very much, everybody. For some of us in Port Harcourt, we're going to have our 4IR bootcamp on Thursday. That's 31st. Our friends in Port Harcourt can invite them. That is a paid training anyway. Anyone who is coming to attend the training is a one-day training that's starting from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. or so. Anyone who is attending is not free. It's 10,000 naira. You know, even if it's one person, we are not interested in just doing jamboree in any way. So it's going to be a kind of intensive training. But over time, of course, don't worry. Don't say Port Harcourt people are cheating you. To an extent, some of them in Port Harcourt may not even know the advantage. So over time, you're getting more of the training, online trainings, more and more for us to interact. So thank you, everybody. Have a nice time. Do have a pleasant week. For some of you who resume in office, congratulations. Tomorrow is a good day. Thank God it's Monday. That's what I'm saying, because I don't know. So for some of us who are still like, we are like baby. We wake up late as babies. My children even wake up before me. Is it true? You wake up before me. You see my daughter now. You wake up before me, right? When you go to school, daddy has not woken up. Eh? So when you wake up, daddy has not woken up, and then you go to school. Do you know about Bitcoin? What's Bitcoin? Tell them. Some people are listening to you. It's a computer money. So do you like it? You like Bitcoin? All right, thank you, everybody. So have a nice time. Good night, and have a pleasant day ahead.